What's up? It's your boy Tito Lopez, man, voice of the underdogs, and I'm riding with the Underground Joyride. Salute.
How is it traveling around from city to city, state to state, getting your music out there?
It's incredibly rewarding traveling around state to state, but it's incredibly tiring. Sometimes you get your breaks to rest and everything like that, but this day that I'm on today is the day before yesterday still. You know, it's all good. I found some Red Bulls and I'll be fine, but it's great. I was on tour for damn near 3 months.
How was that? How was that experience?
It was great.
Starting out, was it rough or?
No, not at all. As long as you go out and put your all on stage and give them a good show, that's how you build a fan base. So it got bigger and bigger for me every show, so it was great.
Okay, I know one of the highlights so far has been kind of Dr. Dre co-signing you as kind of the underground voice. How did that feel? Walk me through that experience.
Oh, that was dope. That was kind of by accident. I just met him by accident. Like, I'm not on Dre's label or nothing. I'm signed to Capitol.
Right.
And that building is on the West Coast.
Right.
So my man who signed me there knows Dre and Snoop and all them from working. And he just asked me if I wanted to meet Dre, and I went and worked with him. And I spit for him just to show him it was for real. And he liked what he heard, and we started working on music. And actually, it was dope because they call me like the voice of the underdogs.
Right, right.
He said it in the video, but it was really
right.
My,
I saw that.
My manager who gave me the name, and then Dre was just kind of repeating it, but they think that he gave me the name, but that's just my man. Yeah, so he just was co-signing. That's it. But I'll tell people all the time, I still got to make the music, I still got to make it dope. So
right.
It just gives me a little boost.
Coming from Mississippi, and most rappers expect nowadays are from big cities like Chicago or Atlanta. How are you repping Mississippi? How does that feel?
Oh, it feels great because there's not very many of us. So you take what somebody's supposed to think of as a negative and turn it into a positive. So, I mean, like, that's why it's good for me to be the underdog, because it's natural. Because you come from a state that's an underdog state in hip-hop. It's not a whole lot of us. So I'm just trying to do it for them, man, and for Gulfport. You know, if my album come out and it's called a classic or it's not called a classic, or it sells 2 copies or sell 2 million, they'll be proud of me down there. So it'll be cool.
How do you rep Mississippi in your music, aside from being from that state or being your hometown? Is that something you try to incorporate into your music, or it just comes out naturally?
It's definitely naturally. You know, I don't have to try to do it, but it's like, as far as like physically, I'm always running around throwing up M's and stuff. Like the West Coast W upside down. Mississippi. So
okay.
Okay. And even like my single that's out is called The Blues.
Okay.
And that's produced by Organized Noise. That's Dungeon Family, my boys. And if you listen to the blues, it's funky, like B.B. King and Muddy Waters. That's come from Mississippi. So I just take that and put it into hip hop. So that's another, and speak on it a lot in my verses.
So what made you come out with that single?
Oh, just actually because I dropped a warm-up single first called Mama Proud. That was just to let people know my intention in the game. Like that was just to let people know I just want my mama to be proud of me. And on that song, it was like an up-tempo beat, and it was real classic hip-hop sounding, and I was really rapping on it. So I had people confused, didn't know where I was from. So if you listen to the blues, it's straight Mississippi, it's funky, it's bluesy, blues guitars on it.
Right.
The first thing I say on it is I'm spelling out Mississippi. So
right.
I put it out to, now that you've heard that, I put it out to be clarification, so you know where I'm from now, and you know it forever.
Do you still think you repping for the underground base, or are you more mainstream now? What would you consider yourself as?
No, I'm gonna be an underdog forever. You know what I'm saying? I got everything that I do is for underdogs. I'm still an underdog, even though I may be in the mainstream space.
Right.
You know, my album's not out. My videos ain't got 80 million views all the time. I'm just somebody who I'm trying to show that you can be putting real music and repping for underground and underdog artists, but still be in that space. Like, everybody's path is different. So some people just be on independent labels for 5-6 years, touring and doing all that, and then they sign to some major label.
Right.
But I'm a regular person like everybody else. I had 2 jobs making music in my bedroom. So I didn't have the money to be all touring and all that, so I signed to my deal straight off talent because they wanted to break me and work me and give me the opportunity to grind. So I'm never gonna not feel like I'm an underdog. I'm gonna be that forever.
What else to you musically has happened since then?
Musically, to me, everything's just become a shift back to the real. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like even the bit of response I got now, you know, I'm not super duper Madonna famous or nothing like that. But even the response I'm getting now, I may have gotten a little less a couple years ago. Because right now, people want that realness back. You know, you look at Kendrick Lamar's album that I'm just listening to over and over again, making me think I gotta go in and touch up my album. It's like a classic, you know what I'm saying? And I actually met him working with Dre, so shout out to him. I'm very proud of him, but it's just that people want something from a different perspective and some real creative stuff now. So that was a big turning point for me. And I don't know, after that happened that one day, it just, you could feel it starting to happen. So I feel like that was a big deal. And going on tour with Big Crit, because he's from Mississippi too.
Right.
So with me and him was on tour for like 3 months, and that's my brother. It was a very great thing. It was a very humbling experience, you know what I'm saying? It was also like a family atmosphere because me, him, and another artist named Big Sant, who was like his brother, was all from Mississippi on the tour. You know what I'm saying? And his DJ is Wally Sparks, who's from Tennessee. And my DJ is Mr. DJ, who is in Dungeon Family, used to be Outkast DJ.
Okay.
So it's like a bunch of Southside cats, and it felt good that we could just politic on the bus. But that was a good way for me to see that the music I'm making is really getting out there. These kids was rapping my lyrics in the crowd and knowing every word from mixtapes I did 3 or 4 years ago. And I thought nobody was hearing it. They was hearing them. So that's make you feel good.
Nice, nice. So did you guys know each other prior to the touring, or it came about kind of?
Yeah, I knew him a couple of years back. Well, I already knew of him in Mississippi.
Right.
He knew of me, I knew of him. We from different parts. He from up north, I'm from down south Mississippi. But I had met him like 3 years ago in New York.
Okay, okay.
Doing a showcase or something like that, and we swapped numbers and stuff like that. So I've been knowing him already, but it just made sense to go on tour.
Kind of like Mama I Made It moments so far.
Oh, shooting that video for Mama Proud. That was
nice.
My first video to be on MTV Jams and to be out there. And she was in the video.
Nice.
And all my people was in the video.
I saw that.
So yeah, that was a big deal for her. That was my biggest moment so far.
Okay.
My mixtape that's out right now is called The Hunger Game, and that's named after the movie The Hunger Game, because they're competing to be #1 in that movie. So I felt like that was hip hop. And then I'm working on another one. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but I'll probably call it after a movie again if I find the right movie. And my debut album, like major label, will be probably out next year.
Nice,
so
nice.
This time next year.
So what's the correlation with the movie titles and the albums?
It's just me loving movies, and I'm not gonna make it a trademark. Like I probably won't do it every time, because it has to fit.
Right.
I'm just gonna call it just to do it. But I know my album's gonna be called The King's Speech.
Nice.
And that's a movie, and in that movie there was a king who had a speech impediment. He was trying to get his words out. I don't have a speech impediment, but I feel like that's every rapper is trying to get his words out. You know, he's just trying to be heard. So that fit to me. So it's not me calling myself a king, it's just saying this is my speech that I'm trying to get out. There's no bad experiences except one day I lost my voice because on the first leg, you know, you have to learn how to be on tour, and you don't talk as much, and you drink your tea and all that if you really out there rapping. And I was just taking it for granted the first like week, just out rapping and having fun, and then I lost my voice, and one night I couldn't perform, and I felt bad, like just sitting on the injured list. It was like playing a sport, you want to compete. That was the worst moment. Other than that, it was all just fun. It's about being home. I miss my family. I don't get to see them very often at all. I went back 2 or 3 times since getting at this level, but all those times was to shoot the videos. Because I make sure that I put my city in my videos and let them see what it looks like. And that, even though that's going back and having fun, it's still work. Because I'm very hands-on with the creative art direction of my videos, how they look and all that. So that's what I miss the most, is just free time. And I'm just looking forward to getting bigger and bigger. You know what I'm saying? Looking forward to my album finally being out and actually building up the fan base, so it feels right. You know it's your time.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.